So welcome to another Brightwells auction preview ahead of the September the 11th and 12th classic car and modern classic retro Sect sale here in Leominster at Brightwells. We've got some really interesting cars in the sale. We'll have a talk about a couple of them, such as this fantastic Aston Martin Vanquish with its 5.9 litre V12 engine. Chap's had it for about 14 years, done about 40,000 miles on it during this time. It's a lovely sounding car, very slick, hell of a good looking thing, just as was featured in James Bond Die Another Day, in fact. This is on offer at just £30,000. Get that. What value? What would you rather have, a DB9 or one of these? I think I'd rather have one of these. Right, so we'll have a look around and see what's here, and you'll see the little estimates pop up on the screen. So, as we've said before, we probably don't talk enough about motorbikes that we have in the sale. I think there's about 20 bikes in this sale. So this is a particularly interesting bike here, 1978 Suzuki TS250. Now, most of these are American imports. This is a genuine UK bike that's been here since new. It's been with our vendor for a couple of years. He's done a few things to it, sort of rebuilt bits and pieces, and it shows just 26,916 miles, which is astoundingly low given it's from 1978. These are great news. As we say, most of these come in from the States and are imports. This isn't. It's a genuine bike. Starts, runs, rides, looks fantastic. On offer at £4,000. It seems a great investment to me, although we can't give investment advice, so who knows. Right, moving on. This is one of my favourite cars ever, the Bentley Continental R. And now this is a Mulliner spec car, which means it's got a more bespoke spec. It's got twin exhausts, half Alcantara interiors you'll see on the interior shots, green dash top, or dash roll as they're known, green steering wheel to match the green exterior, 2+2 seating, but being an R, it's a slightly longer wheelbase than the shorter T or Sedanka Coupe, which is also short wheelbase. So you've got proper seating in the back, and interestingly, TFT screens in the rear headrest and a VHS player in the back. Given this is from 98, that was all the rage before DVDs took over. 6.75 litre V8 turbo engine, loads of oomph, and when you give it some beans, you can hear the little waistcoats chirruping as it dumps its unused boost. What a car, look at it, on offer at about £30,000. It's been with our vendor for quite a number of years, just had a major £5,500 spend at HR in Cheltenham, or main stealer rates as we call them. About £30,000. It's done 80,000 miles. It is a thing of exquisite beauty and I love them. Right, let's see what else is here. So I'm going to rejoin you now, having just been admiring the gorgeous rump of this Bentley Continental R, to look at another interesting motorbike. This is a 1958 Triumph T21, showing just 21,000 miles. Fantastic little bike. Evidently been restored at some point. It's 350cc engine. This would have been something that, like, the police would have ridden back in the day in the late 50s, early 60s. Handsome craft, on offer at just 2,500. So we're going to have a look what else is here. I spy a Lancia Beta Monte Carlo rally car, so we're going to have a look at that. So here we have a proper full-on rally spec 1978 Lancia Beta Monte Carlo X Simon Bray. It's been properly prepared, not repaired, and looks to have been in the Rally Torino 2019, 2022. It's got a current motorsport license valid until 2028. So basically, we understand this is a turnkey rally car, so you can go and compete with it. Interesting thing, on offer at 16 to 18. It's just arrived now, it's a very late entry, so the details will be on the website shortly. Right, I can see another modern classic over here. A Lexus SC 430 from the retro Sect sale. Now these are lovely cars. Legendary Lexus Toyota build quality, 4.3 litre V8 automatic transmission. This one looks particularly smart in black on its rotor alloy wheels, which give it a real nice muscular purposeful stance. 2+2 seating, tan leather interior. It's done about 76,000 miles, on offer at about £9,000, as you'll see on the estimate that pops up. Basically every bit of kit you can imagine for its period, Mark Levinson sound system. They go really well. Folding metal roof, fantastic bits of kit. Kind of tempted myself actually. Right, and oh, and over here, look at this. We have a Peugeot 304 convertible, a lovely little right-hand drive car from 20-year ownership, on offer sadly from a deceased estate. Lovely little 1300cc, peppy little motor with 4-speed manual transmission, tan leather interior. These are real nice little dainty, lovely little cars for summer. Next to it, a Land Rover 109 Safari, genuine Safari. It's got freewheeling hubs at the front, 12-seat capability, and it's been in storage for at least 12 years. We haven't had it running. The vendor says it doesn't run, but the engine turns freely. On offer at just £5,000. Look at the patina. It's worth that alone, surely. Let's go and have a look what else we see. Just as we're walking through, this is worth a mention, 1971 Rover P5B in at 10 to 12,000 pounds from a private collection. Looks to have been repainted about 5 years ago. Lovely bit of kit these, always ever popular. And like sitting in an old gentleman's club, very cool things. And here we find another of my favourite cars. I used to have one of these at university and it almost put me in a hedge one morning. Such was the power at the back end on a greasy road on the way to uni in the early noughties. Now this is a Z3M. So this is a Z3 wide body with the 3.2 litre straight six engine from the E36 M3 and the E46 M3 basically. 320 horsepower in a Z3. You can see how wide the back end is with those quad exhausts. And they make a lovely noise. It's a nice high revving straight six. Manual transmission, two-tone interior, finished in Cosmos black. Done about 100,000 miles. This is in at 12 or 13,000 pounds. These are great things. They did the bread van shooting brake coupe version as well, which is a funny looking car, love or hate, but these are particularly cool. No traction control either with all that power. Very exciting, proper M car. Now behind it is a really interesting Aston Martin. There's only 191 of these V12 Vantage GT spec cars built. So it's a 6-speed manual with a 5.9 V12, sort of between 420 and 440 horsepower. Rare, desirable, very capable, and probably the best of the DB7s, particularly with the manual box. Great car, quite heavily featured on YouTube, I gather this, in at £25,000. Beautiful colour as well, how nice. So we're going to have a look at some other bits. Do like a V8 Vantage. £18,000 estimate, 49,000 miles and manual, 4.3, great noise. Quite a few Astons in this sale actually. So over here we have a lovely two-owner from new. Yeah, genuinely two-owner, 80,000 mile E30 320. So pre-facelift car still with its chrome bumpers. Been gently recommissioned with a considerable amount of work by the second owner, same family from new. This is an £8,000. These E30s are great news. 2 litre straight six automatic, completely original sort of spec. Lovely thing. Right, we're going to see what else is in here of a classic nature now. So here we have an exquisite 1953 Citroen Traction Avant 11BL. Beautiful car, Paris built, beautiful black coachwork, fantastic inside as you'll no doubt see in a moment. Sleek lines, my father had one of these, it was a great car and restored it. I remember driving it, it was lots of fun, lots of smiles everywhere. So this has been restored about 12 years ago and it's done only about 13,000 miles since, in at 10 to 12,000 pounds. Lots of car for the money, especially with its looks. You feel like May Gray off TV. Now over here we have a 1983 Opel Monza 3 litre E. These are great cars, very popular with the Irish and very good in the rallying scene. This is the 3 litre straight six engine, 178 horsepower with automatic transmission here. Now interestingly, this car was owned from 1984 by Michael Aspel, the guy of Strange But True, as I think I recall. He bought it, had it for a while and then sold it on. Great car, interesting provenance. Not a lot to dislike really with this one. Great shape too. This is a very nice and attractive car. 1967 Jaguar 420 manual with overdrive. Now, interestingly enough, this car's actually got some race history. It was bought new in London and spent some time there until it came to Herefordshire, where it then got put in a barn. And it was found on exercise by a soldier randomly who uncovered it, went and bought it. It went down to Basingstoke. Then a chap bought it off him who then decided to restore it into a racing car, took it classic saloon racing during the 90s. And it was then bought by his friend who then put it back to a road car. And our vendor's had it for a while now and just unfortunately ill health has meant he hasn't been able to use it as much as he would have liked to, but it starts, runs and drives beautifully, looks fantastic, lovely blue leather interior, real nice thing. These 420s, we think they're much underrated compared to the Mark IIs. Very similar car, great thing, on offer at £9,000. What a shapely and handsome craft this is. A 1936 Alvis Crested Eagle TF 19.82 saloon. It's in at £25,000 to £28,000, so it seems an awful lot of car for the money. It's an ex-Stratford Motor Museum car and treated to a body-off restoration in the 1980s with coachwork by Charlesworth. It's got a huge history folder and one of only just 322 made. Find another one or a better one perhaps. Look at the coachwork and the colour, it's just superb. It looks like it's just come off the set of Downton Abbey. Room for 5 inside. It's so elegant. The headlining is beautiful, it's all tan with big sunroof. It really is marvellous. And a big 2.76 litre engine, so it must have loads of torque. A manual transmission. What a lovely car. Right, we're going to have a look at this Jaguar XK150 that's next to us. Now, interestingly, these Jaguar XK150s, they've come down in value a little bit in recent years, which is both good and bad. It depends what you paid, but it makes them more affordable and it increases their market share, basically, because more people can afford to buy them. So, lovely car, treated to some restorative works a while ago. Lovely oxblood red leather interior. This is a 3.8 litre with about 210 horsepower. Traditional leather strap across the bonnet. Lovely black wire wheels. It was in Italy for a while and spent some time in the States before that, but interestingly was in Britain before that in the 70s. So it's led a colourful life, this car, including being stolen in Italy and then recovered by its owner, who never gave up, and was found in Germany a few years later and then came to Britain again. So interesting history. Lots of money spent on it. Unfortunately, our vendor's got arthritis, so he's no longer able to do the work he wanted to with the car, thus it's for sale, which is such a shame. Very handsome thing, eligible for all sorts of historic rallies and things, you know, these club trips all over Europe. Great car. I certainly like these a lot. I think they're one of the most handsome cars of this era. Great thing. On offer at about £40,000. So, you know, compared to a few years ago when these were up to sort of 60 to 80, they've fallen right back. But, as I say, more affordable for more people. Right, let's have a look what else is here. So this must be one of the most beautiful cars on the sale. This is a 1937 Alvis Speed 25 SB Tourer, on offer at between £60,000 to £70,000, and it's fresh from a £100,000 mechanical overhaul just 400 miles ago. Big 3.7 litre straight six engine developing about 108 brake horse. This is a beautiful car and one of several Alvises in this sale actually, but probably the most beautiful one. I mean, look at it, it's enormous but really gracious, stately, slick. Room for 4 people, just a marvellous bit of engineering. What a handsome craft this is. I know I've said that a few times about some other cars, but this genuinely is. Look at it, it's spectacular. Beautiful interior, blue leather, lovely walnut dash with gauges and dials that go right across the car. You'll see in a moment. Lot 1, what a way to start the sale. And due to popular request in the comments on YouTube from the mini view, here is the 1988 Nissan Sunny hatchback with just 55,000 miles on it, in at just £2,000. When did you last see one of these gems? Literally, I can't remember, apart from here. We sold this in 2016. It's done a couple of thousand miles since, and it's back in with us, having been loved and cherished by its owner. So we're going to have a look outside and see what's there, including a couple of tractors. En route outside, we passed this lovely Morris Oxford 2-seat dicky. Fantastic. Old Mercedes tipper truck, if this is your thing, here we go, an L311 tipper. Interestingly, we sold this in about 2016 and our vendor bought it and has done absolutely nothing with it since. It's just been parked in his yard. So I think it might now need some recommissioning. But when did you last see one of these? Complete with slightly modern graphics. Whatever floats people's boats, hey? Now, unfortunately, it's just started to spit, but we thought we'd do our sign off outside with a bit of variety on a 1975 David Brown 1210 tractor. It's massive, huge and imposing compared to this 35 next to it, but if you like your 3.6 litres, the AMG Mercedes next to us is a 97 E36 AMG, one of less than 400 built globally, super rare pre-merger car, also 3.6 litres like this. That's in at only about £5,000, which is bonkers. It should be worth a lot more. This is in at about £3,000 or £4,000. Look at the variety we offer you. Come and see us on viewing day, Monday and Tuesday, the 9th and 10th of September. The auctions finish the 11th and 12th. 11th for the Classic, 12th for the Retro Sect sales. Viewing is 9 till 5 with food and coffee by Carburetor Coffee and various food supplies. Excellent, come on down. Let's go.